Hello everyone, this is Helios Raven. I tell you how I do it, even if you don't care. And we're going to wrap up our in-depth look of the Orks in Battlefleet Gothic with my final thoughts. All in all, I think the Ork forces are a really good close quarters combat army. They have a lot of weapon batteries, and their weapon batteries hit really, really hard and do a lot of damage when they get close, especially the heavy guns. They have the benefit of having their bombers work as fighters and bombers at the same time, and the Ork Space Hulk is just ridiculous. I mean, I still can't get over how amazingly powerful that thing is. The battleships, all in all, they're great, they're really awesome, but I don't know if I would actually ever take one myself, mostly because I think I'd rather just take, an extra cruiser or something and play up a bunch of escorts. But then again, that's just me. I probably would take the Hammer class battle cruiser just because it's nice to have a battleship, especially if there's another battleship on the field. Out of all of the named battleships, if I had to pick one, I'd probably take Gorbag's Revenge. I think that was one of the best ones out of all of them. Also, let's see, some other things. Definitely with them, great strategy with them is to run right up the middle and just fire away all your weapon batteries at once and just rip apart the enemy vessels, because the Orks have a lot of firepower and they need to get close to really get the full potential of it. One thing that you have to watch out for is long-range armies like the Eldar, who can stay in the back and just fire their lance batteries at you all day and prevent you from getting close to them, especially when if the Eldar pass you, because if they do manage to get past you without getting blown out of the stars, then they just have easy pickings on rear armor, which is where the Orks are their greatest weakness, is the rear armor being only 4+. So that's where their greatest disadvantages is they can't afford for the enemy to get behind them. They have to keep them in either their side or their front arcs. And that's basically it. In terms of playability, the only real major downside I have to them is they don't have, like the Eldar, they don't have much to go with. So it's really hard to make a very unique army on the sheer fact that you don't have many cruisers and escorts to play with, as you do with the Imperial Guard, the Imperial Navy, or Chaos. But then again, like I said, this is more specifically designed to be a close-quarter ship army, so you really don't need a lot of variety. You just need, how many guns and how many ordnance do you want in your force, and you pick accordingly. So, all in all, if you want something that's really in your face and easily wrecks anything it gets too close to with just the amount of sheer firepower and damage that it's able to output with its dice rolls, then definitely the Orks are the way to go. And again, if you're fighting an Ork force, the best thing to do against them is to stay as far away from them as possible and just riddle them down with lance shots, because and if you can, get behind them, because that's where they're weakest, mostly because, like I said, weapon batteries lose strength the farther away you are from the enemy when they're firing at them. So if you force them to fire at their furthest distance, then no matter how many weapon battery dice rolls they roll, they get very small scores when they have to do their rolling for them. But that's basically it on the Orks themselves. And with that, we are done with the core rulebook races that were introduced. So we're going to continue on with the races that were brought to us in the Armada handbook, and then we'll be able to go on. Then we'll go on to the additional weapon upgrades that were universal for all the ships, for all the armies, and then we'll go into another segment of the Battlefleet Gothic special. So thank you all for watching. Tune in Monday when we look at our next army, and until next time, this is Helios Raven, signing off.